PC gaming is rapidly gaining popularity, and this console generation is already struggling. All on today's Stuff That Sucks. Where'd my beard go? So both PS4 and Xbox One have both been out for a little over 2 years. And although I have an Xbox One, and I spend a lot of the majority of my time gaming on Xbox One, I've been noticing some issues. We are only 2 years into this next console generation cycle, and the consoles are already struggling. Games on PC have more power to work with. That's just a fact. Therefore, textures, frame rates, and other things look much better on PC games. But with more and more AAA games coming out on consoles, like Fallout 4 for example, I've been noticing the graphical quality is slowly getting worse and worse. The Xbox 360 and PS3 survived almost 8 years on the market. It's safe to say that the last generation of consoles, the Xbox 360 and PS3, are pretty much done, with less and less gaming companies porting over games that are coming out on Xbox One and PS4 for the previous generation users. But the fact of the matter is, Microsoft and Sony both messed up. The consoles are simply just not high-end enough to continue to support the benchmarks and future advancements in the game industry. The games are now starting to suffer not even 3 years into these consoles' lifespans. I'm going to use Fallout 4 as an example because it's the most extreme one. Xbox One and PS4 currently run Fallout capped at 30 frames per second, but the game continually dips below the frame rate, even getting as bad as 20 frames per second. To bluntly put it, Microsoft and Sony did not make their consoles powerful enough to keep up with feature-heavy graphical games. With an Xbox One GPU basically equaling a Radeon HD 7790 and the PS4 GPU equaling a Radeon 7870. These consoles are not going to last. Even when the game is optimized to run on console, there are still terrible sacrifices, mainly the shaders, draw distance, and most noticeably the textures. Consoles should have been retrofitted so you could update the GPUs occasionally every few years, at least in my opinion. Or both companies should have just bitten the bullet and made something a lot more future-proof. That damn $400 price point really sucks, because in fact you are getting what you pay for. I wouldn't put it past myself if Sony and Microsoft end up announcing new consoles in the next few years. I mean, hell, Nintendo's already doing it. And it's pretty clear that game devs are struggling with the current limitations on this generation of hardware. And this leads me to be very concerned about something else: PlayStation VR. I'm not sure how a console struggling to play Fallout 4 is going to run VR well. I mean, it may run, but it may be the baseline standard with horrendous textures and other sacrifices. And one thing is for sure, Xbox One and PS4 will not have a 7+ year console shelf life like their previous generation. Get a PC. I think that's basically what I'm saying. For more videos like this and everything else gaming related, you're already in the right place. You're on Shacknews.com. 30 frames per second, my ass.